Exactly, just like last week. The pre-race ceremonies happened just before we go on as we welcome you to the Hoosier Grand Prix. It's a 30-lap shootout here from Indianapolis. It's the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. And it's time to see where your favorite drivers are starting. Here we go. On row one, it's Grady Broughton and Riley Poindexter. Poindexter was the quickest in practice. Poindexter, quickest in practice. She was really quick indeed. And yeah, in row two, it's Garrett Irwin and Matthew Campton. In row three, we have Kwabi Raider and Brayden Mills. Then it's Luke Dockery and Austin Horner. Rounding out the top 10 is Cole Flick and Nate Rao. Rounding out the field, and it's Bailey Winstead, Kellen Sheff, Lily Horner, Andre Schreiner, Paige Soper, Allie Brossman, Quentin Sheff, already winning 2 races this year, Eli Jackson, Skylar Naney, Ryan Calloway, last week's winner Landon Gilliott, Nolan Farley, Grant Irwin, Jerime Lomax, Bryce Pax, Jackson Hartman, and David Loudon. That is your starting lineup. Only 27 cars have entered. And of course, once again, like usual, rain is on the way here in Indy. It's a nice summer afternoon, 79 degrees, and it's a hot track temperature as well. Track temp is hot. Next week it's supposed to be hotter. No rain in the forecast next week. We are green in the Hoosier Grand Prix. Green flag racing in the Hoosier Grand Prix. Matthew Campton, 2 weeks ago, started up front in Sonoma. And here we go on the first lap. Campton trying to make it 3 wide for the lead. He won second. He also wants the lead. It's 3 wide. Here comes Campton. The F1 superstar, Matthew Campton, is going to be cleared for second. Campton is in second, but for how long? Campton going down to the inside. Great run by the 51. Aggressive by the 51 of Campton. He actually has speed. But it's Riley Poindexter who leads the lap 1. Here we go. Coming to finish lap number 1. It was a very interesting lap 1. Campton there. Lap 1 is complete. 30 laps in this race. Campton now going for the lead. Going down to the inside. We have a new leader. It's the F1 champion, Matthew Campton. He made that overtake very clean. And of course he's leading. Why? Because he is a road course superstar. He is a road course and race. He is a road course ringer, and it looks like it's starting to rain here. And it looks like it's starting to rain here in Indianapolis as we are right along with the 51. But yeah, Campton has the lead. It will be raining for the rest of the race, I think. But right now, it is Campton. Matthew Campton has the lead. Remember, Remember, guys, he's just a rookie. That 51 showed speed in qualifying and showed speed in practice as well. No wonder he's up front. Why? Because he had a top 10 car in practice. Campton and Poindexter 1 and 2. Looking back out the front straightaway, here comes Poindexter. She wants to lead back to the inside, trying to take the lead back away. She will. But Campton is still there, but it's going to be Poindexter who will take the lead back. Campton was able to lead his first lap of his career here in Indianapolis. David Loudon is running last. You can see some raindrops on the camera. You can see the rain falling. Let's ride along with the 33. The roof cam. You can hear the rain here in Indianapolis. Most Indy road course races in the past, even with IndyCar, has rained. So don't be shocked that this is happening. Here comes the 33. Remember, this is a second roll. This is the only Roval that they are racing at this year. Last year they raced at the Texas Roval. This year it is Indy. Pretty soon they will have to come to pit road to get rain tires, and it's a 6/10 of a second lead. Huge lead for Riley Poindexter on Matthew Campton. Is Broughton going to try to take second? No, he's not. They say single file. As it's raining harder and harder here in Indianapolis. Pretty soon the track will get soaked. Campton runs in second. Poindexter has the lead. Lap 4:30 is on board. Here comes a 51 to the inside. He picked to the inside, couldn't take the lead. It's a 33 who leads. Remember, we will see pit stops. Why? Because it's mandatory, and of course, to get those wet tires. And of course, to get those rain tires. Here comes the 51. He goes low. Same as the 55 in the 3. Is trying to pass the 51. Broughton is bringing a lot of drivers into pit road with him, but some of the leaders, but most of the leaders stay out. Riley Poindexter and most of the drivers, not most, but some of the drivers have stayed out, while most of them are on pit road. As you see, they are starting to get slower and slower. Let's ride along with the 51. Remember, he has visor cam. You can see how wet the track is now. The track quickly got soaked. This is one of those Indianapolis weird rains. Because earlier in the week, even yesterday, it was not supposed to rain today. But today, it showed up on the weather radar. Rain is here, and it should be staying for the rest of the race. Who's going to be winning the race off of pit road? Let's check it. Will it be the 46? Good question. As it is the 33 who leads. Very slow drivers right now. Loudon stays out. It looks like that the 55 is going to win the race off of pit road. And that is Grady Broughton, as the leaders are now coming around. Poindexter and Campton stay out, but Dockery is coming to pit road. What are they doing? Very slow lap times now here in Indianapolis. Through the corners, but back onto the front straightaway. As they are catching some lap cars as well. A lot of drivers come to pit road. Nolan Farley is a lap down. It's been a rough 2 weeks for Nolan Farley. As you can see, the 33 and 51 catching the rear end of the cars that have just came to pit road. It just got back from pit road. Looks like that Kellen Chef has also stayed out here. Bryce Pax and others on pit road. Right now, it's all Grady Brunton, who might have the advantage here. Dockery looking to win the race off pit road here. Looks like that he's going to be able to. And the 19 is slow, and the 2 is going to pass him. The 2 will pass him and is going to try to close back in on the leaders. And here we go, the leaders now exiting through these corners. But Grady Brunton might have the lead here. Who's going to be pitting this time by? Poindexter has the lead. And Campton also stays out. Looks like that Matthew Campton is doing the same pit strategy as your leader. Lap 6 is on the board. With all these drivers staying out, that's not going to bode well with all these drivers that are coming quickly now that have the freshest tires. As a 2, Nolan Farley looks like he might be getting back onto the lead lap here as he's going to get around the 63. Farley gets around the 63 and is now going after the 14. Very slow moving through the corners. You can see how fast that 2 is going. But you can see it. He is also in last place right now. The track has been lost. Nolan Farley with those fresher tires. Technically fresher tires, but he's also on rain tires too. That's why he's going this fast. Nolan Farley has gone around the 14. Is going after the 51, and he's able to brake cleanly through these corners. Looks like that the 1 is going to be in 6th, but Grady Brunton has a huge advantage over him. Nate Rao is there as well. Luke Dockery, who came out of pit road there as well. As it's Riley Poindexter who leads. Here comes a 2. Round the outside. Nolan Farley is back onto the lead lap. And my observations were correct. The drivers that stayed out are on the same strategy as your leader, Riley Poindexter. Here is Poindexter. She has the lead so far, but she's going to give the lead up to the 55. Grady Brunton is going to have a huge lead on lap 7 here in Indianapolis. Grady Brunton has the lead back. Horner is in 2nd. Nate Rao is in 3rd. Question is, where will the leaders come out at? I do not think they're getting a top 10. It was just horrible strategy by the leaders Yeah, none of the leaders are inside the top 10 now. I mean, the drivers that pitted are not inside the top 10. There's a 51. Matthew Campton is on pit road. They have lost so much ground. And it's a 5-second lead and growing for Grady Broughton. What a pit stop. Grady Broughton has the lead, but question is, since we only have since we have 30 laps in this race, will we see cars close the gap? Looks like that Campton wins the race off of pit road over the 33. The 33 has a horrible pit stop. Even with these pit stops, looks like that Nolan Farley will continue driving in last place. Remember, guys, we have 30 laps in this race. We're coming to lap 9 of 30. We still have a long way to go. It's Grady Broughton who leads. Broughton leads, but don't look now. Here comes the champion from 2 years ago, Austin Horner. He's trying to win here in the Hoosier Grand Prix. The track is completely soaked. How about Luke Dockery in 5th? Bad day last week. Lily Horner is in 6th. Great run for her. Winstead inside the top 10, same as Quamby Raider. Right now with the freshest rain tires, but I don't think that's going to matter though. That is the 51 of Matthew Campton. It's a 4-second lead for Grady Broughton, and as the laps continue to wind down, we will see that gap grow and close. Why I say that? It's because we still have a long way to go here from Indianapolis. Question is, as well, will we see any more pit stops? If so, that could change everything as well. Looks like that Campton, maybe. No, not Campton, but Loudon has a huge gap between him and 21st place Braid Mills and 23rd place Matthew Campton. Matthew Campton at least led a lap today. It's a 3-second advantage. About driving at 3rd, Nate Rao won at Long Beach. He is good at these boring types of races. So don't be shocked if he wins here today, here this afternoon. Next week, we will be driving into the evening, driving into the overnight hours on the oval. And we know for a fact that Matthew Campton will make his oval debut. Matthew Campton will make his oval debut next weekend in Indianapolis. It's going to be a 100-lap feature. We know it's going to be hot in the evening, but should be fine late afternoon. Here comes the one. Horner closing the gap. There are straightaways on this racetrack that are allowing the one to close back in. It's a 3-second advantage. But remember, the gap will close. The 55 has the lead. And the one rides in second. Horner trying to close the gap ever so slightly here in Indy. 2.9 second advantage, now growing just a bit. But Grady Brun knocking off some really good laps here. We are going to go to a quick break with 20 laps to go here in Indianapolis. But you will not miss a thing. We are going right along with Matthew Campton.
biceps flex, biceps flex, biceps flex, biceps flex, biceps flex, biceps flex, biceps.
We have about 11 laps to go. Nate Rao has taken second away, and he wants the lead. He wants his second win of the year. And folks, the rain is stopping. Could we see potentially some dry weather racing and maybe pit stops to get the slick tires if the track dries out enough? 10 laps to go here in Indianapolis. Horner going down to the inside. He wants second. Tries to take it away. He can't. Here comes Flick as well. He's there. We go deeper in the field. The 51, Campton, is there. If we see pit stops, will we see the 51 stay out? Remember, we have 10 laps to go here. It's Broughton, Rao, and Horner. 1, 2, and 3. Matthew Campton back in 23rd. Here comes Nate Rao to the inside. There's still a bunch of puddles on the racetrack, but it is starting to clear up just a bit. You can see the sky getting brighter in here. You can see some of the track now is already getting some sort of a dry line. Here comes Rao to the inside. He wants the lead. He can't take it away. Nate Rao tried to be aggressive there as we are coming around to take 9 laps to go here from Indy. 25 seconds back is that 51. As the 55 continues to lead here in Indianapolis. The 33 has closed back in on the 51 as well, but it's Broughton who leads. Dockery will take 4th away from Cole Flick. Willie Horner is there in 6th. You are seeing now the track is starting to dry just a bit. The track temperature is rising and the air temperature is as well. As those continue to rise, that's going to create some dry lines on this racetrack. That's going to create the track to be dry. It's the 55, Grady Broughton, who leads here in Indy. Nate Rao sits in 2nd. You can see it. Barely any water that they're picking up. Barely any water spray back there. Here comes Rao in the 77 to the inside. This section of the racetrack is really soaked. It's Broughton, Rao, and Horner 1, 2, and 3. The rain is starting to slow down and stop. Broughton out of the final corner. We have 8 laps to go here from Indianapolis, here from the Hoosier Grand Prix. Here comes the 77. He looks to the inside. Nate Rao won Long Beach, trying to get his 2nd win of the year. Can he get win number 2? That might come here this afternoon. Let's check in on the 51 and 33 right there. And of course, in last place, it's Nolan Farley. Nolan Farley sits in last. Grady Broughton had a fast car in qualifying, and it looks like those early pit stops paid off. So that is making me wonder if Matthew Campton would have pitted earlier, my guess is he would have came out with the 55 and would have had a chance to maybe get this win. Right now it's lap 23. Matthew Campton is still not going to get a win. Matthew Campton will be running at least 2 or 3 more races this year. But we know for a fact there is a driver slash team announcement for Thunder Motorsports next week. My guess is that they will be having Matthew Campton run full time in Thunder Motorsports. I don't know. Here comes the one. He wants second back. And he wants it back right now. He's going to take it back away. And we know for a fact as well that that RMG Racing also has a team announcement. Here we go. Same as Shriner Motorsports as well. Shriner Motorsports has also announced they will also have a team announcement next week as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. And there's also a chance, too, that the CSKL announces that only one car per team becomes an all-star car with part-time drivers. That could be interesting. Now we're coming to lap number 25. $81 here from Indianapolis. There are still some wet parts of the racetrack. You can see it. They are spraying a whole ton of water here. The 11 is going for third. How about Luke Dockery? Dockery to the inside. Side by side with Rao, but he cannot take third away. 6 laps to go here from Indy. It's Grady Brunton, Austin Horner, and Nate Rao, 1, 2, and 3. Here comes the 55. Broughton continues to lead. The 1 is looking to win here in Indy. But are we going to see any more passes here for the rest of the race? That's a good question. Probably not, though. Yeah, we probably won't see any more passes, as a lot of the track has gotten dry. Dried really quickly here. You can see Horner right there, right behind the 55. It's Broughton, Horner, and Rao. 1, 2, and 3. Going to 5 laps to go. Austin Horner 5/10 back and trying to close back in. Horner trying to close in 6/10 back, now 7/10. Here comes Dockery. Dockery wants third. And is he going to take it away? No, he's not. The 9 also tries to pass the 32 there as well, as the laps are winding down with 5 laps to go. We have 5 laps to go here from Indianapolis. We saw pit stops early in the race, And bad pit strategy as the rain continued to fall. We saw Matthew Campton lose so much ground, and he is riding in 23rd right now. But he leads the group with the freshest tires. And that's something, though. As we see the 11, as we see the 1 right behind the 55. Through these corners will get dried quickly as the cars continue to drive through the puddles. The 1 trying to close the gap, but he is not able to once again. The 11 is there on the 77. Here comes Rao. He won second. Is the 1 holding the 77 up? Looks like he was, as the 77 will take second away with 4 laps to go. Let's ride along with Nate Rao. He has a bumper cam. Taking a look at the racetrack. You can see it very clearly. There are still a lot of wet parts on this track. But of course, some more parts of this track is also getting dry, like this part right here. Dry line right here. And then they get back into the wet. Will Nate Rao have a chance to take the lead this time? This time by. You can see it. He is being aggressive here. Nate Rao trying to close the gap on your leader. Nolan Farley continues to run in last. Here comes Rao to the inside. That 77 has some speed here in the Hoosier Grand Prix as he's trying to close the gap. And right now, he's not going to be able to do it through the final corner. It's going to be 3 laps to go. We have 3 laps of racing left here in Indy. Horner wants second. Horner is down to the inside. Skylar Naney might get yet another top 10 finish. Yeah, Naney is right there in the top 10 with 3 laps to go. Here comes Nate Rao again. Nate Rao is there in second. Here comes the 77 trying to close back in on your leader. Rotten continues to lead. As the track continues to slowly but surely dry. 3 laps to go here in Indianapolis. Here in the Hoosier Grand Prix. Matthew Campton will have other chances to win this year, but we know that he will probably be racing again next year. Here comes the 55. Brady Broughton continues to lead here in the Hoosier Grand Prix. 4/10 of his second lead. The 77 trying to close back in, but he still cannot through that corner. As it looks like that the leader has so much momentum exiting the final corner. But look at Nate Rao there. Rao has closed back in on your leader quickly on the straightaways. Looks like that they don't have anything for the leader through the corners. But Nate Rao wants that win. He wants to get his second win of the year. He won at Long Beach. But Grady Brunn won at Daytona last year, and he wants to win here this afternoon. Landon Gilliott won last week in Kern County. Remember, we have 2 laps to go right now. And this time by, it's going to be the final lap here from Indy. The track is pretty much dried up. But there's still a lot of wet parts on this racetrack. 30 laps in this race. In front of a sold-out crowd. Next week, we know for a fact that it's going to be sold out once again. Nate Rao is there. Looks like he's not going to have enough momentum. Exiting the final corner, he's going to be way behind your leader. 6 tenths back, but yes, he's going to be very, very behind your leader, like a second back. It's a 1 second lead with 1 lap to go. Dockery wants third, but he can't take it away. Dockery looks like he's going to finally get a top 5 finish, while Grady Brunton has the lead. It's been one of those uneventful races. Strategy did play in hand, but once again we are seeing the 55 lead and most likely winning this race. As before we do in the stream, we will go back. We are going to take a look at this remaining schedule. Grady Brunton through these final few corners. We still have a ton of races left. Through these final few corners here in Indy, it's going to be Grady Brunton from the pole. Brunton did not look back at all. Grady Brunton in the 55. He's going to win the Hoosier Grand Prix. He's back into victory lane and he's back into championship contention. As we see the 51, he crosses the line, he's going to finish in 23rd. And let's take a look at Nolan Farley. A horrible day for Nolan Farley. Way behind indeed. Nolan Farley. He has officially finished last place. Well, folks, that will do it. One final look at your top 5. It was Brunton, Rao, Horner, Dockery, and Flick. The remaining schedule, next week it's the Brickyard 600. It says 600 miles, but I think it's just going to be 100 laps. Then we get to the Watkins Glen International Speedway. Then we go to the Monza Road Course. Then we head to Brands Hatch. Then we have the German Grand Prix, the Scotland Grand Prix. Then we head back to Monza for the last out-of-country race of the regular season for the Monza Oval. And then we have Road America. That's your final races. You know, these races, strategy and, of course, luck will come into play. We will see Rex at Watkins Glen. We will see Chaos next week. And, of course, Chaos at the Monza Oval. Thanks for watching, everyone.